Yeah. I'm tired.
Yeah, I did not want to get out of bed.
Oh, well, I didn't want to get out of bed either. I thought it was earlier than what it was, or later than what it was.
Yeah, that time rolled back on you.
Yeah, it did. So, whatever. Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I am Martelle, and with me always is Randy. What up, Randy?
Leaving on a jet plane.
Oh, I wish.
I did.
You did. I wish I was.
Yeah, first time flying out of here since 2007?
Yeah?
8? Something like that. It'd been a minute.
So you flew down to Florida. You just got back.
Yeah, I just got back from Florida. My farmer's tan's gone.
Yeah, it is.
I peeled a little. Apparently being in the pool all day, every day, except for when you go to the ocean, you get sunburnt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we flew to Florida.
And it's a little hotter down there, too.
Well, yeah. So
the sun's a little brighter.
The whole flight itself was an experience for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I am a large individual.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty girthy. And we flew Allegiant because they flew direct.
Yep.
Straight to Destin. So I'm like, sweet, let's go. So 4 of us all took the same flight down. And me and my cousin Jay, who is a girthy fellow as well, we decided, well, we'll book together. And, like, he'll take the window, I'll take the aisle. Hopefully nobody gets between us.
Okay.
So on the flight down, the front row was wide open when we booked a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. And it said extra leg room. Sign me up, right?
Yeah.
So we get our tickets and everything, and then like the day before comes, and it says, hey, it's time to check in to your flight. So I checked in on my Mobular app, and I didn't get why I had to check in if I already had the ticket and the receipt. I don't know what it means. So I hit check in, and it was still a flight. So we go to the airport. Beth and the boys take me up, and I haven't been through security since, like I said, like 2000s, yeah, something like that. So I'm wearing these, like, I went to DXO, which is a large man's store, paid way too much for clothes, got these new shorts that are really nice. That made me realize I'm too poor to be fat anymore, so I must lose weight, because fat people clothes are expensive.
Yeah.
And so I get there, and they do the whole, like, take off your shoes, take your laptop.
More material, by the way.
Yeah, it's a lot more material. Whole lot more.
Take off shoes.
Yep, take everything off. So I kick off my shoes, put them on the belt, whatever. Put my bag up there and my laptop out, and then they're like, "Are you wearing a belt?" Now Jay has flown. He just flew to Florida a couple months ago.
Yeah,
he's in gym shorts like these. Smart man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I got a belt on. Well, we need you to take that off.
It off.
Son of a. So I go start pulling my belt off, which takes about 13 minutes because how long it is. Put it in the little tote to go through. And these shorts I bought like extra big, so they're extra comfortable. So I have to shuffle sideways into that body scanner thing, right? Holding my shorts, because if not, they're going down.
And you have to put your hands over your head.
They said, all right, hands over your head like that. I said, just a heads up if my drawers drop. It's on y'all. And the TSA agent laughed. Something came up on the scan where they had to check my grundle. So they did the whole like, okay, we're going to have to check your inner thigh. And I said, well, they touched, so good luck. So they checked that. And something came up. I was wearing a short sleeve shirt, but the scanner showed something on my forearm. So he's like looking at my forearms. So I don't know, but I made it through, get my belt back on. We go to the flight, get on the plane. Hey, this flight's like not even 2/3 full. It's going to be great. All kinds of room. Easy boarding, you know. So, of course, we're one of the last to board.
So, before you go further, you had to check in. So, the reason you check in is so that the flight knows that you're
still there.
You're there. You're coming. You're checking in. Usually it's 24 hours, like you're committing to this flight.
Yeah.
It's so they know how many people are going to be on the plane. But, did they have assigned seats?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you actually, when you go online, you can either pick a seat or just say, screw it, give me a ticket, and they'll put you somewhere.
They'll put you. So, I'll say with Southwest, you check in, and when you check in, that puts you in a boarding party, A, B, or C.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And it's not assigned seating, it's first come, first serve.
In that section, then?
Well,
Or
so
whenever
if,
you board?
if you're in like, they'll do like family, disabled, and military.
Right.
All board first.
And you just get to pick a seat.
And you just go and pick a seat. Then they do Group A. Group A gets to then pick a seat. Then Group B. Then Group B gets to fill in. And then Group C.
Gets
and then
what's left.
any remaining dickheads that didn't check in properly or sat around waiting to be the last on the plane, then they get on.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I've got my belt back on, which that was a workout in and of itself, because usually I put my belt on when my pants are off, and then put the pants on and fasten the belt.
Yeah.
We get on the plane. And the front row, I didn't know this, but Jay like looked at him and he goes, yeah, that's what I thought. And I was like, what? And he goes, those armrests don't go up. And I was like, dude, it's fine. It's less than 2-hour flight. We'll get there. So I sit down in the seat by the window, and I
thought you were taking the aisle seat.
I had the window on the flight down.
Okay.
So originally. So I sit down and Jay's like, it's not going to work. I said, watch, I'm going to squeeze into this seat. I told the stewardess, I said, go ahead and get me a seatbelt extension. I just know I'm going to need that. So I sit down, like to where I can lift my feet off the ground, but my butt wasn't on the seat. I was kind of hovering over the seat lately. So I stood back up and I said, yeah, we're going to have to pick a different aisle. So, of course, thankfully, the plane's not even 2/3 full, like I said, so we just moved back a row. I let Jay take the window. I took the aisle. We put up the armrest. There's about 6 inches between the two of us.
You should have taken the emergency exit row.
You can't.
Why?
Same thing. It said that if you have to use a seatbelt extension, you can't, and the armrests don't go up on those.
Oh, that sucks.
Because that was my first thought when I started booking.
Yeah, I like taking the bulkhead seat where up from the front row, or taking the
Right.
the emergency exit seat if we can get it. But we used to board, so we always fly Southwest.
Okay.
But now that Harley's older, we can't board family. You can only board family like 4 or 5 years and under.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to have to bring.
She's small enough. Say she's 5.
I'm going to have to bring like a small child, like a
borrow a baby,
Cabbage Patch Kid or something. Put it in a stroller.
Right.
But we're never able to get on in time now, so that I can grab like a emergency exit row.
Gotcha.
And with the kids, I don't think they'll let me take an emergency exit row with the kids.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
well, you put the 3 of them in another row, and you get the exit row.
we've had to do that before.
There you go. So yeah, it was good. We got in there, got settled down, got their armrest up, got our seatbelt extensions on, and then we go to take off. Now, again, I've forgotten what it feels like to fly at this point. Not nervous or scared, because the few times I've flown in my life, I've loved it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people hate it. They hate that, but especially when you go to Rickenbacker, you walk in the doors, you go through security, go up an escalator, and you're at the gates. There's only 2 gates. It's tiny.
You're just there.
So
taking off is like strapping an 8,000 pound or an 8,000 horsepower engine to your crotch. Because I took Waze one day.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
And
see how
so I
fast
could
you're
track how fast we were going. I think it tops out at 160 before we were ever off the ground, and then it just kind of stays at 160.
I feel like that can't be accurate. I don't know.
Well, it's based on GPS, so it uses like the triangular, like It does like a Wi-Fi, mobile, and GPS tracking. So the speed on it. It's pretty accurate, but once it hits 160,
that's where it kind of levels off.
That's where it stops.
I wonder if that's just where Waze stops.
That's where Waze stops.
Gotcha.
Like that's because I tried to use another speedometer app.
Yeah,
and it topped out at like 180.
Gotcha.
I'm like, cars go faster than that nowadays.
Yeah. So, yeah, we get it down the runway and everything's good, Buckle your seatbelts, trays up, getting ready to take off. The stewardess, it was a guy and a girl. Stewardess and steward I don't know what a guy stewardess
Flight
is.
attendants.
The flight attendants sit down and they're facing us, right? Because their seats fold.
Yeah, they're in the jump seats.
Yeah, we're in the second row. There's nobody in the front row, so we can see them. And the female, we take off, and all of a sudden the plane does something, and her face she had this expression coming across her face of, that's not normal. And the guy kind of like looked at her, and she just had this like shocked look on her face, and I was just thinking, this is it. I'm going to die before I ever leave Ohio.
Here's final destination.
Yeah, this is it. We're done. But we get going, take off, and the flight was great, aside from the fact that I'm too large. We hit a little bit of turbulence, which, you hear the ding, and everybody buckles their seatbelt if they don't have it or whatever. And I'm just sitting there riding this out like this, just kind of And I look to the left of me, and Jay's kind of doing this, and I look to the right, and there's a skinny, middle-aged woman by herself. And she's just sitting there normal. Me and Jay are just like this, which people can't see. But
right, you're jiggling like a bowl of jelly.
Exactly. I'm sitting there looking down, thinking, hearing Bill Cosby's voice in my head, trying to sell me some Jello.
Pudding.
And I start giggling, and the lady looks at me, and I look at her, and I'm just laughing because I'm looking at my belly jiggling. She has no clue what's so funny. But yeah, I'll tell you what. If I could do anything, I think I would love to design my own plane.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because not because I think it'd be cool to design a plane. I just think it'd be cool to design something that would be comfortable to ride in. Not just first class, because the Legion don't have that anyway.
You have that land yacht you just bought, though.
See, that's the thing. I was literally sitting in here with my knees touching, like I'm splayed out like this with a chair between my crotch, basically.
Well, you can move the ottoman.
Or you can put in the plane.
Oh.
Like my knees are touching. I'm like splayed out. And my knee's almost touching Jay's knees because he's splayed out. We're sitting there like we're about to give birth to the life preserver under our seats that they said were there, but I couldn't see him. And I'm thinking, I bought a 78 Lincoln because it's really fun to drive and it's really comfortable. I wonder what it'd be like if we designed planes like they did land yachts back in the 70s. So picture like the same rows, right?
Right.
But instead of 3 seats, you get 2 wide seats.
Well, the thing is, they're trying to cram as many people as they can.
Yeah, I know.
They don't care about...
But here's the thing. So you're going to lose 1/3 of the seats.
That's 1/3 of the price.
I'll pay 1/3 more.
I wouldn't.
I would.
I would not.
Well, you're skinny.
It doesn't matter. I still wouldn't. I still wouldn't.
Plus, Allegiant's like half price of all the other ones anyway.
Depending on where you're going, but they only do like 2-hour flight intervals.
Yeah, and they only fly like Thursdays and Sundays or something.
Yeah, they don't fly very often.
Imagine if you had the option to fly from Rickenbacker to Destin, and for still less than the price of a Southwest or a United.
How much was the flight from here to Destin?
I'd have to look at
$120.
No,
one way. $99.
It's probably 120. All said and done, it's probably about 100. I think it was like 110, 120. All said and done, like taxes, fees, all that.
One way.
Yeah, one way.
One way. Yeah. So
I paid under 300 round trip.
Right, which is a good price.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to pay a third more for a 2-hour flight.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying I would.
Well, I know you would.
Because I'm sitting there going, man, if I had my Lincoln seat in here and I'm just jiggling away with the turbulence, how much more comfortable would that be?
It'd be a lot more
especially if you could stretch out. So I want a plane that has wide, cushioned seats where I can stretch out a little, like remove a couple rows.
You want crushed velour?
Base them out. Yeah, that'd be great. Probably need to do leather. Better to clean.
Apparently, you need to be on. What's that movie? It was an airplane movie with Snoop Dogg. Shit.
I don't know. Snakes on a Plane?
No, that's Samuel L. Jackson.
That was another black guy?
Yeah, I know. That's playfully racist.
I'm sitting there, but imagine if I do have first class, everybody gets their own couch. One couch per side of the aisle.
Soul Plane.
Soul Plane, yes. I haven't seen it.
Soul Plane.
That'd be great.
You'd have crushed velour. That plane would be sitting on CHROME. It'd have 100-spoke Dayton's.
Dayton's. I just pictured spoked wheels on a plane.
That's right. That's what you would have. I imagine that's what your plane would be like.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be 70s pimp.
It'd be air ride. You wouldn't even have you'd literally walk out on the tarmac and just step into it, and then once everybody's in, it just lifts up.
Hydraulics.
Yeah.
That shit would bounce down the
going down the runway, just bam, bam. It was just fun, the whole experience, because I'm laughing at myself basically the whole time. And, once we get going, I see people like immediately, as soon as we're in the air and the seatbelt light goes off, somebody goes to the bathroom.
Oh, of course.
Well, the bathroom there's one in front and one in back.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was one in front until somebody went into it.
Yeah, there's always one front, one back.
So,
and if you're on bigger planes, sometimes they have 2 floors on the planes, and there's 6 bathrooms.
Jeez, baller.
Right?
Shows you how often I fly.
Those are like super international flights. Like
the 12-hour flights.
Like the 20-hour flight to
screw that.
Australia.
Screw that. So yeah, somebody goes to use the bathroom, middle-aged guy, whatever, blah blah. Well, then towards the end, and the whole time people are coming and going from the bathroom, and I'm seeing them squeeze into this thing. People your size.
Oh, it's the bathrooms are tiny.
Yeah, and I'm going. I bet my foot don't even fit in the freaking floor of that thing.
No, the bathrooms are about the size of my kitchen pantry.
I can't imagine if I would have to go take a shart in that bathroom. I think I just have to drop trowel.
I don't think they would let you. They'd be afraid it'd weigh the play down.
That's probably, well, if it's in me, it's in me. It's still the same weight, right?
I don't know.
Maybe up there when we're flying, they can just dump in it, hit somebody's head in Alabama or something as we fly over.
Joe Dirt.
Right.
That's a piece of corn.
Boeing bomb. But I was going, man, if I had to, I think I just have to like drop trowel and just hope for the best from there. I don't think there's any sitting down.
So
I don't think there's any wiping anything.
I look at the
I think it's a spray and pray kind of situation.
No. I look at the plane bathroom like you look at a bus. Like if you've ever been on a Greyhound bus.
I grew up on a bus, but we built the bus and built the bathroom.
But a private bus is different than.
I have not been on a Greyhound bus since
an RV
8th grade
while traveling. Like you don't shit.
Yeah.
In a traveling bathroom like that.
Right.
That's just rule number 1.
No fly
Plus,
zone.
it's courtesy for everybody else, so you don't kill them.
Right. And that's the other thing I'm saying.
Stank on you.
If somebody just drops one, like
now, I farted on a plane.
Yes.
Because no one knows where it comes from.
Right. It's like an elevator.
It's awesome.
It's just a tubular shaped elevator.
Yeah. It just permeates the cabin until the air filtration system takes care of it for me.
That they depressurize the cabin just to get rid of the smell.
Yeah.
Everybody's like dying. The oxygen masks drop. But yeah, and then what got me was like right towards the end of the flight where, you feel the flight start to descend. Mm-hmm. And the captain's like, hey, we're about 118 miles out, slowly descending.
We'll be
like
there in 5.5
minutes.
seconds.
Yeah. So it starts going down. They do the buckle your seatbelt crap. Well, then somebody, again, I'm facing forward. Somebody comes past me, heading towards the bathroom. As we're descending, as we're hitting turbulence.
Of course.
This lady's got to be 147 years old. I'm pretty sure she may have been around for the signing of the Declaration of Independence. One of the oldest ladies I've seen in a long time. And every time there's a little, the plane's shaking, I'm jiggling like Jello, and she's holding on to each seat, taking a step at a time. And I'm like, this poor lady has to go to the bathroom, and it's not a good situation. So her husband's behind her, and he's helping her. And I'm just like, please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall. She gets to the bathroom okay, gets the door shut. So I'm like, good, she made it. Well, then we start descending. And the husband goes and sits in like one of the seats in the first row. And we're going down, and I'm sitting here going, 5 minutes has passed, she still ain't out. 10 minutes has passed, she still ain't out. 15 minutes has passed, we're about to be on the ground in like 7 minutes, she still ain't out. And at this point, the flight attendants are taking notice, like they're knocking like, ma'am, and I'm going,
oh she
no.
died.
She died in there. This is it.
She flushed herself down the toilet.
She was tiny too, dude.
She could probably.
It wouldn't have surprised me.
The suction on them toilets.
And
you hit when you hit the lever to flush toilet.
Yeah. It goes, So thankfully, and I'm talking minutes before we landed, she comes out and makes her way back down the aisle. But I thought for sure, I was like,
I'm surprised the flight attendant didn't make her sit right there in the front row.
No, they had her go back. I mean, I may be off on my time. It may have been 10 minutes before we landed, but still, the seatbelt light was on. And you could tell they felt bad because she's coming up the aisle, and it's their job to say, hey, you need to sit down and buckle in.
Yeah.
But she's like 100 years old.
Bitch, get your Depends.
Like, yeah, listen, you can change yourself once you get.
They make portable underwear.
Oh, man. But I thought for sure.
Adults.
So we made it, though. There's a screaming baby right towards the end. Didn't even bother me, though. It wasn't bad. It was only for it was probably less than 60 seconds. And it was like a young baby because I saw him bored. But I was so happy to be going on a vacation, even though it was only a couple days, that I was like, hey, at least it ain't my kid screaming. Like, I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't have to try and calm it down.
Right.
I didn't care.
So we got lucky with the girls when we'd fly. I don't think either one of the girls actually threw a fit ever while we were on the plane. But people, when you get on a plane with a baby, people look at you.
Oh, yeah. You get the
and then when you get off the plane and the baby doesn't do anything, the entire flight, people are like, you have the best child. I'm like, yeah, it's called Benadryl.
I was going to say, thanks, we use NyQuil.
We put this baby to sleep. Now, we never had to give the kids Benadryl or anything, but they luckily never had any issues with flying, and now they love to fly. They're like, can we fly to Florida?
Yeah.
I'm like, probably, because I'm not driving that 18-hour drive again. That was awful.
Yeah, so the plane landed. Everything was good. My hips are killing me at this point because I haven't shifted for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I can't. So as soon as we're able to, I stand up. plane's not even 2/3 full. It's not like one of those things where you have to wait on other people. Everybody just kind of stood up at the same time, pretty much.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're in row 2. There's only one guy, young guy, in row 1, and he was on the other side of the plane. So I stand up, get out there, I start stretching. I'm kind of hurting. I grab my bag from the overhead thing and get ready to, leave the plane. So I'm standing there talking with Jay, and our buddies are a few rows back from us. We're all just kind of talking, and they go to open the door, and I told the young guy who was in row 1, hey, you can go first. He goes, go ahead. I'm in no hurry. This kid was like 19, maybe 20, and I was like, all right. So they open the door, and I step out thinking I'm going to be in one of those tunnel things. No, it's just a ramp leading down to the tarmac.
Oh.
So we land, open the door, and he says, you go first. Now, my hips have been killing me for 2 hours, and I am now in charge of leading the party off this plane. And you know how fast I move anyway.
Yeah.
So I step out on this rickety metal ramp thing and start waddling like a penguin, belly shaking like jello.
Was it a ramp or was it stairs?
No, it was a ramp.
Damn.
So I'm like, bup, 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 and the whole thing's kind of shaking with each step all the way down. 82-degree heat hit me right in the face. I got halfway down the ramp and told Jay was behind me, and then our friends were a few people back. I said, let's go back to Ohio. Too hot. So yeah, and I'm like everybody, the whole plane, right behind me, waddling like a penguin the whole way in.
God, I was hoping you fell.
No, I didn't fall.
I was hoping it was steps.
I thought about
you
it.
Took your first step and
just
like,
ate it. No, but my thought was I started kind of giggling to myself because I was like, if I go down, I'm going to roll to the end of this ramp, ping, roll down the other because it kind of zigzagged 3 times.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just going to be like, poof, 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 and just be there. I picture myself kind of like Chris Farley when he rolls down the hill in Black Sheep.
Yeah.
What was that? Just laying there flat on my back, get up, all my crap's everywhere. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was just funny the whole time. I'm sitting here going like, I'm too fat for this. Wish I had my Lincoln. Should have drove my Lincoln down. Jello. So yeah, it was a good time, man. We got there Thursday, got settled in the house, did a shot and went in the pool.
Nice.
And we stayed there until dark.
Okay.
And then Friday we got up, same thing, got in the pool until the Buckeyes played. It was 11 down there.
Yeah.
And then back in the pool. And we did the beach each day we were down there, which is cool.
I just picture like that old 1980s rap group, the Fat Boys.
Jello.
Just like walking down the beach, arm in arm.
That's pretty much how it was. I have a bunch of videos on my phone I still haven't even watched. So,
well, I'm glad you had a good vacation.
It was very nice.
It was nice here until about this week, and then the temperature really started to dive.
Yeah, I heard it's supposed to get nice next week again for one last hurrah.
And end of next week is going to be up in the 60s, but like it has just been like today is super windy. So for those listening, it's November 1. It's super windy.
Very windy. And
I hate windy days because it sounds like there's gremlins on the outside of my house beating on it. So, and I'm looking forward to at least one more couple of days of
nice
weather so I can try to go out and fish before I start really getting into hunting.
Yeah, it was supposed to rain pretty much the whole time we were down there, and it only rained hard. It only rained, period, Saturday.
It rains almost every day down there.
And
you just don't get it.
Well, where we were at, it was supposed to rain, but we only got it Saturday morning and through the game. And once the game was over, like sun was out, it was perfect for us because we're all Buckeye fans. We're all watching it. Watching beat up on Nebraska, and then we were back in the pool. It's just, the water was way colder. I had left my sandals out. We walked to the beach and walked back and left them out by the pool all night, and then they got rained on all day. So, yeah, good times.
Nice.
I enjoyed it. Kristen at GW and some of the others stayed longer than Jay and I did. And I guess they actually went to a different place because this house we only had through Sunday. So they got another, like, older condo closer to the beach. And it was like, they had a balcony. It was one of those, like,
2-story houses?
No, not a house. It was like a condo building.
Oh.
Kind of like a hotel, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like an apartment building.
Yeah. So they were all staying there. It was like a 2 or 3 bedroom. And GW was on the beach and down in the water and swimming. And Kristen was like posting on her Facebook. Well, I guess when he came out of the water, somebody that was on the balcony above them found out they were below you, like came down and talked to them. And it was like, yeah, we were watching. There was a shark swimming like right around you.
Awesome.
And he was like, well, why did you not yell down to me then?
Didn't want to freak you out.
Yeah, so. But as far as I know, he has all his appendages. It was a good trip. I don't think I could live there through the summer, but it was great this time of year.
It's really not that bad down there during the summer. But you don't like hot weather anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when we were down there, it was like 78 to 82, which was perfect for me.
I bet you if you lost a bunch of weight, you wouldn't mind it.
Even when I had lost all that weight, I really didn't like summer, real hot days.
It doesn't be real hot.
Just never did.
I just
still don't. You get in the 90s, I don't care. Even when I was in good shape, I was not a fan of hot days.
Oh, I am.
But when I was in good shape, I didn't jiggle like Jell-O.
You did not.
I just keep giving you the visual.
I know.
Nobody else gets.
No one else sees it. And
turbulence. They call it turbulence, man. You know what I felt like? I felt like I was in one of those old things from the 50s or 60s, whatever, where you stand up, put the belt around you, and it just shakes you
to
burn
yeah.
calories.
Yeah, I actually found a video of a 1960s gym.
Oh, nice.
Where like guys are doing sit-ups and back squats and curls, and it's like super clean. Everybody's wearing white shorts.
The short shorts too.
Yeah, the short shorts. All the weights, like the plates, are white.
Racist.
Everything's like this stark white against like a blue and wood finish background.
That's beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
We should bring that back.
We should.
That aesthetic.
But it had like it had that vibrating like machine.
Turbulence machine.
Yeah, and it had there was just, some guys doing sit-ups. There was no
Jell-O.
There's no real machines. It was just some free weights, the shaker machine, and a couple of places to do some sit-ups.
Yeah, they didn't have as much back then.
No, but it was much simpler, and really the only stuff you need, other than the vibrating machine, I don't know that actually is proven to do anything. I think
it was proven that it doesn't do anything.
That it gives you a headache. It
just rustles your jimmies around.
Yeah. But
jiggles your jimmies.
So this show, we don't have anything to drink.
Nope.
This is a dry show.
It is.
I
have water.
Coffee and water.
I was drinking coffee on the way here. I have water right now.
Yeah, so we're not doing anything today. That's not by design, really. If we had recorded yesterday, we'd probably have something to drink.
Probably.
But, well, yeah, it's not by design, but if we have... Anyway, so the gym's starting a nutritional challenge. It's just like the 6-week deal. And Liz and I signed up for it. I'm at 250 now. And I am not eating a ton of junk food. I haven't really been anyway. I've been having a glass of whiskey or 3 every night.
That'll do it.
I don't know that would actually do it. Because it's only about an ounce pour. It's sipping. And I'll sip on it for like 30 minutes, and then I'll go pour another ounce, sip on that for 30, 40 minutes.
According to Google, each ounce has like 100 calories.
Yeah. It gets super watered down from the ice, the ice sphere. And so that may be some of it, but I don't know. But it's not like I'm drinking like 5 ounces at a time and taking down half a bottle. But actually we do have something we could try.
What's
take it back. So we got some rum.
Oh, yes.
I just thought about that.
DJ asked me if I got it yet. I have not.
You have not. So we have that rum.
Should we try a little bit of it?
We can try a little bit of it.
Just enough to taste?
And it's still I still don't get it. I still have to take away a point because I had alcohol.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks because if I had mouthwash has alcohol in it, but that wouldn't count. So...
Well, you don't drink mouthwash usually.
Well, you end up ingesting some of it.
Yeah, some.
But so I was like, well, what if I do like a half ounce sample? And I'll get a proper answer later today when I go in for my weigh-in. But like a half ounce sample, I wouldn't think should count towards losing a point throughout this challenge. But if it does,
all you do is a half ounce. That shouldn't.
It shouldn't. I'm going to get the answer because later after I talk to Brandon. But I can go get my bottle and pour you I'll pour you a glass, and then you tell me what you think because I've already drank half the bottle.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right, we'll pause it up and we'll be right back.
Let's take a minute here. All right, so I got you the rum. It's Kill Devil rum. from Outer Banks.
Right.
And our friend DJ got us each a bottle. I've drank half my bottle. See? All gone. I'm going to pour you some, and I brought you some ice just in case you want to put some ice in it as well.
Right on.
I am not going to have any.
Okay. You've had it. You know what you're looking at. So you can still kind of give your opinion on it.
Yeah, I can still give my opinion on it. I had it. I drank. It was actually during the Nebraska game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So during that game, I actually sat and drank half a bottle.
Messaging it.
Yeah. So
and you were mixing it, right?
I was. So I drank some straight and then tried it with Coke and mixed it with Coke. Because I like rum and Coke. I think that's a rum and Coke is good.
Yeah.
I like rum straight. Certain rums I like straight. Other rums need to be mixed. So you go ahead and you tell me what you think about that. And I'll give a little more information on this. So it is a rum with pecans and honey, or pecans. Pecans. And honey. Depending on how you want to pronounce that. The bottle's kind of cool. It almost looks like a Buffalo Trace bottle. No, it looks like a standard bottle. But it is endowed with the Kill Devil logo on it, which is some sails in a sunken ship. This is 40%, so 80 proof. And it's distilled and bottled in Outer Banks. So you're taking a sip of this. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
It on the nose, very clear rum smell.
Yes.
It's exactly what any rum should smell like. Got a good aroma. A little bit of bite on the nose, but a good rum sweetness to it.
Yeah, I'm taking a sniff off the right out of the bottle.
A next sniff.
So the first one, because I corked it after I poured, so that first initial smell is straight rum.
Yeah.
The second one,
it hits hard.
Yeah, the second sniff, I get honey and I get pecans, but it's almost like that pecan skin. You know, the brown skin you get on like peanuts and shit when you shuck a peanut. Yeah, I almost get that smell.
Yeah, I don't know that I pick up any of the pecan.
I get I get a little bit of the pecan, but it's heavily.
I get honey and
rum and honey.
Yeah, but to me, more than anything, if somebody said, "Smell this," what is it? All I would say is rum.
Right.
It smells like it'd be a great mixer. On the taste, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what I feel. The first one, I took a little sip and just went ahead and drank it, just like you would.
Right.
If you were enjoying it, something you liked. And I got a little bit of chest burn. Again, not a bad thing. It's just I felt it going down. I'm surprised this is only 80 proof.
It's only 80 proof. So you're not sure what you think about on the taste of this thing. So
there I like it. There I got honey and sweet tea kind of taste and a little bit of nuttiness.
Okay. So I am not necessarily a fan of this. That's where I'm at. So, and I drank half a bottle, but I also mixed it with 2 liters of Coke. I drank 2 liters of Coke and took this down. It was more Coke than rum by the end of the game.
Yeah.
I sent you and DJ a message. I'm like, I don't know what I think. I'm not sure. I'm still drinking it.
Don't know what I think, but I drank half a bottle.
Don't know what I think, but I literally drank half a bottle of it. I've decided that it's good. I don't like pecans.
Okay.
So, and I think that may be, affecting the flavor for me. Because I love rum. I love a good rum.
Yeah.
But I'm not a pecan person. But I've decided to give it a try anyway. I'm like,
yeah,
I'll spend the money on it. I think my one response was, you said, keep trying, I believe in you. And I said, I'm choking it down.
Yeah, I'm choking it down.
So,
half a bottle.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
And it was cheap, as I recall. I forget what
about $30.
$30. Okay, so not cheap, but
affordable.
I mean, it's not off the charts. Like we paid $60 or $80 for it.
No, but most rums aren't super expensive anyway.
Right. And I like a good rum too. Pirate rum.
Mm-hmm. I like Kraken.
Kraken's a good one. You know what I like?
Mount Gay.
The Mount Gay.
Mount Gay Black.
The
was
Black
really
Barrel,
good.
Yeah. That's phenomenal to me.
That's amazing.
That's like probably my favorite rum.
That may be my go-to the next time I'm down south.
Yeah.
And I want rum and cokes. I'm gonna see if I can find that.
Get that, yeah. And I've never mixed that. I just only sipped on that neat.
I've only sipped on it neat,
rocks.
but for me, mixing it just prolongs how long that bottle's going to last.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or my drinking throughout the day.
Right. I was going to say it also slows, pumps the brakes on how much you're consuming. But I used to, Captain and Coke was my thing for the longest time, like when I was younger.
Yeah.
That was just all I drank. That's it. And it's still not bad. Captain's fine, but Captain also has, or had, I don't know if they still do, had one called Captain Tattoo. That was a black bottle.
I think they still have that.
They might. It's a little bit sweeter, as I recall. I really like that one. That's kind of like cracking to me.
Okay. Yeah, I like crack.
I like a good rum.
But I like a good rum. This.
Don't get the Parrot Bay. That's not rum.
Oh God,
rum.
no.
That is
God,
gas station swill.
That's gross. This, I think I would like it if it didn't have the pecan in it, and I think that's affecting the flavor for me.
Totally different on the rocks.
So yeah, it like a complete change.
This tastes like a sweet tea now.
If you get it in Coke, it's a completely different flavor there too. Because I tried it all three ways.
Yeah.
I gave it its justice while I was watching the game. I tried it on the rocks. I tried it neat, and I tried it mixed with Coke. And I just wasn't a huge fan anyway of it. Like it got to the point where I was pouring, an ounce to 10 ounces of Coke.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't even. I was just drinking Coke at that point.
Yeah.
With a hint of rum flavoring. I can't recommend this. I don't.
I would say for $30, there's about 5 other rums I'd recommend without even thinking twice.
Yeah.
Like not even trying to think of a rum to recommend.
I will continue to drink this. I will finish the bottle.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Or I'll give it away as a white elephant gift.
Right.
Sorry, DJ. But it's just not something.
I'll
It's not
put it to you
something
this
I
way.
like.
Yeah, I would not go to the Outer Banks to get this for sure. Like this isn't good enough for me to travel for.
No, but if you're down there and you want to give it a try,
it's a good mixer.
it's a good. I mean,
But honestly, I would put this on the shelf next to a Captain or a Sailor Jerry, even.
Yeah,
a lower end rum.
Unfortunately, yeah, I think
It's
so.
not because Sailor Jerry is not terrible. If you're mixing if you're just wanting cheap mixed drinks,
Yeah.
that's a knockoff Captain. Get that.
Yeah, get that.
If you don't care about taste, if you don't,
Right.
I would put this somewhere between like the Sailor Jerry and the Captain Morgan's. And
Yeah.
for $30 a bottle, like I think the novelty is it's good packaging
Yeah, it's
and it's distilled and bottled there in the Outer Banks, so it's kind of got
it's a
that
local.
whole allure to it,
yeah, it's local.
right? But rating wise, I'm going to say 1.5.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say 1. I'm not going to put it down on the level of Kentucky Tavern or something.
No. It's
But
not that.
I'd say if you're looking to try something that's local and you're in the Outer Banks, go for it. It's only $30, but
I'm giving it a 2.
okay.
I'm giving it a 2. So if it's
I guess I just described it 2, didn't I? Because I
You
said
did,
try it.
yeah.
Okay, so we're at 2 then.
So I'm giving it
I
a
did
2.
say to try it.
If you're down there, and you like rum and you like pecans, give it a
I
shot.
still don't get the pecans that much. You
I
do.
don't. I smell it. I didn't
Don't taste it.
Well, I don't taste it, but I know that it's affecting the taste because it doesn't taste like a rum.
Honestly, I poured what you poured me. I took a couple sips out of it, then put the rest on the ice and let it kind of melt a little. It just tastes like a alcoholic sweet tea to me at this point. A honey sweet tea.
Yeah, see, I didn't get the sweet tea part, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not great. Like we're gonna, we'll give you our opinion on what we think something is, and we obviously both bought a bottle, so
Yeah. I mean,
to try it.
try it once. Maybe you love it.
Yeah, and
Maybe you agree with us, and it's just a mixer.
and
who knows?
I mean, but we're just two fucking morons anyway that are sitting here
Being
giving
dumb.
our opinion. So, all right, enough of the Kill Devil. I also took and I had an Eagle Rare bottle.
Yep.
I had actually had about 3 years worth of empties that I gave away.
Yeah. Some you put at the end of the driveway at one point.
Well, no, I didn't put any empty bottles at the end of the
okay.
driveway. That was just all glass. That was all barware
Oh, that's right.
that I put at the end of the driveway. But I took all my empties to a friend of mine. A friend of a friend does candles, and
Right.
they use liquor bottles and wine bottles and everything to make candles out of them. So I took them a huge box of bottles. That box probably had to weigh 60 pounds with all the empties in it.
I believe it.
Took it down to them. They're like, "Oh, great!" I said, "I have one request. Can I get you to cut this bottle into a glass for me?" And they're like, oh, yeah, that no problem. So I had an Eagle Rare bottle, and I gave it to them, and they cut it into a rocks glass for me.
Yeah.
So it's 1 star above the Eagles, the one that's just above the Eagle. That's where they cut it at. They could not get, like, the paint and shit off the back.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of etched in. But
I like it.
I like it. I have another rocks glass. And I've taken them also another bottle. So Tacking. I took some more bottles over to my buddy to give to them, but I had a Delirious Tremens bottle. So Delirious Tremens a beer.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't know anything about that.
It's a beer. It's got a little pink elephant on it, and it's stupid expensive. Like, a 4-pack is about $30, which is absurd.
That's pretty pricey.
That's pretty pricey. I won't even pay that.
You're talking $7.50 a beer?
Yeah. No, maybe it's more than that then.
Yeah, that'd only be $7.50 a beer.
Yeah, that'd be $7.50 a beer. So either way, I won't pay.
You'll pay more than that for a Bud Light at a ball stadium or a concert.
So I bought I think it was a 1 liter bottle for $11. So I think the price kind of equaled it. It was
anyway
the way I figured it out. Whatever, but it's got this stone finish on the bottle, so it's a brown bottle.
Okay,
and then it's been dipped in some stone finish, so the whole bottle is
interesting
stone, and then you just slap a ink label or a printed label on it that you can just peel off.
Yeah.
So I took that over to him and asked if they can do that, if he can cut that for me as well. So they're going to cut that one, but they're going to cut it higher, so it's more of a tall boy style glass. So that'll be cool.
More like a beer glass.
Yeah, more like a beer glass. So I got a rocks glass out of a whiskey bottle. I'm getting a taller beer glass out of a beer bottle.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Very cool.
Very cool.
So, we should get, you know what I want to do? I want to get glasses made out of bottles that I shouldn't. Like cheap ones and things that you shouldn't care about.
Like porn? With porn images on?
No.
Things you shouldn't. Like,
I mean, like cheap
dildo-shaped bottles?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I thought you were talking about like dildo-shaped bottles.
No, because Eagle Rare, that makes such a nice glass. It's got the eagle etched on it.
Yeah.
It looks all pretty. I want to get one that's like complete trash.
People do that.
Just
usually the ones that are complete trash come in plastic bottles anyway.
Or the problem is the stickers will fall off the label.
Yeah.
So then you just have a glass.
It's not imprinted, and then you have a square glass with no label on it.
Never mind. That won't work.
Sorry. Well, yeah, I mean, you can still cut a plastic bottle in half and drink out of it. People look at you funny, and the glass may collapse under the weight of the water.
It's just a plastic handle, and you're sitting there. Use it for a cereal bowl.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, so, and then, I mean, I really haven't been doing a whole lot other than, I did a lot of fishing.
Yeah.
Even, like, I tried to go out almost every day a couple weeks ago. And it was cold as shit. Lost a couple lures because of snagging in a tree. I literally snagged 20 foot up in a tree.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no shit. And I tried to get it out.
Fish are not in trees.
I was going for the birds. I was going to use the bird as bait.
You get like a dove or something, man. I'll just eat the dove.
I was going for like a sparrow. Something a largemouth could get its mouth around.
Just cast out a bird.
Yeah.
You go to cast and it just starts flying across the lake. Like, you fishing? Nope. Out here walking my bird.
I'm birding. But, yeah, I lost a couple lures. But now it's hunting season. So now I'm getting into, I've been trying to, I keep fucking around with my crossbow and I need to stop. Like, I had it zeroed in perfect for 20 yards. And I'm like, well, no, I want to be at 30 yards.
Yeah.
It can't reach 30 yards. Like,
aim up a little.
No, it doesn't work. Like, I have set the sight, like, it's got a scope on it, and it's probably like a 20-yard scope. I mean, it's not great, but I've set this, I adjust in the scope. I got it dead center, left, right. But I'm like, all right, I'm going out 30 yards, and I'll shoot, and then right before it hits the bag, right into the ground, buries it into the ground.
So aim up higher.
I did. And adjusted the scope.
It's got to be able to reach 30 yards.
And it can reach 30 yards. It's more of an accuracy thing.
You're going to hit a deer in the top of its back, like straight down there. Yeah, it's going to drop down. And
it's going to right down. But so I'm going to have to I'm trying to reset it now back to 20 yards. Get it set to 20 yards. And then I have to start firing with broadheads.
Yeah.
So that I can make sure the broadheads are flying properly. So I tried that. At 23 yards, had some fixed blade broadheads. Holy shit, nothing flies straight. That fixed blade broadhead, like one went way left and like got stuck in the side of this foam block I have. The other one went and dove down in front of the, right in front of the block. And the other one was going great. Like I watched it through the sight. It went great. And then all of a sudden it just curved up and to the right. And I don't know where the hell it went.
Up and to the right.
Well, I can't find it in the yard. You would think that it would just come down and kind of stick into the ground. No.
Yeah, they vanish.
It disappeared. So now I'm trying to find 2 arrows out in my yard. One potentially has a broadhead on it still that the girls could, cut their foot on.
Yeah, I was going to say that could be bad.
So now I'm trying to find these damn broadheads.
You'll find it with your mower tire next year.
Well, I'm trying to find... No. I'm going to take the mower out probably end of next week when it's nice out, and I'm going to mow it down to 2 inches, mow it down to 1.5 inches, until I find the arrows.
Yeah.
They got to be buried right there in the grass somewhere. They can't be too far. Maybe 20 yards past the target.
Yeah, I mean, if you're aiming down at a target,
yeah.
It's not like they went flying into the cornfield.
No, but that one just kind of, it went up and over.
Went haywire.
And I'm just, shit. So, lesson learned. Don't use broadheads. Use mechanical broadheads, not fixies. Unless you're bow hunting. Crossbows, no buenos.
No, yeah, I've never used those on my crossbow. Just the mechanical ones.
I have a set right there.
I think that's the exact same kind I use.
Rage. That's what Derek told me to pick up.
Yeah, I believe so.
So I got the Rage for crossbows. So I'm excited.
I need to come out here and get a deer on your land.
I need to get a deer on my land, too.
Well, yeah.
So I did find out, also, just for anybody who's interested. So I got my license. I don't think, I may have read it wrong. So if you own land, I believe you can tag a deer without a license, up to 6. As a homeowner.
Up to 6?
You can tag 6 landowner tags.
Huh.
So I can tag 6 deer if I pull them all off my property. Great. Then I can tag 2 more with Ohio tags.
Huh.
Great. Then I can tag 2 more during gun season. Great. Now I'm at 10 deer this year that I could tag potentially. Oh, and then there's muzzleloader season. I think I can tag 2 more.
But do you have a muzzle loader?
Fuck yes, I do.
So what would you use during gun season? Shotgun?
Yeah, I got 2. I got a 12 gauge shotgun and a 12 gauge or 16 gauge shotgun and 16 gauge rifle.
Is the 16 gauge rifle?
Yep. I'll show you after the show.
It's straight wall?
Yep.
Hey, there you go. Never seen one of them.
My dad used it he would take 2 guns with him when we go hunting. It cracks open, so it accepts 1 shell. So you take that, load 1 into that, and he'd load 6 or 7 into the shotgun. And we'd just walk through I carry the shotgun on my back. He carried the rifle. If he missed with the rifle, grab a shotgun and... So that way he didn't have to try to... Because he preferred to shoot with the rifle.
So then I could also get 2 on your land.
Not if I tag 6.
Yeah, but I'm an Ohio guy. You just get permission to.
Yeah.
So, dude, we can get like a dozen deer off your property.
More than that.
Let's go.
Like a super baker's dozen.
Ooh.
Because I'm at 12.
Donuts.
I'm at 12. I need to check the muzzle loader, but I'm at 12 with the muzzle loader.
Well, you're at 6 for the land.
6.
2 with archery.
2.
2 with gun. 2 with
10,
muzzle loader.
12. Yeah. And then if you pick off 2.
14.
That's 14. So now I'm at super baker's dozen. Because baker's dozen's 13.
Dude, let's fill some freezers. Let's go.
But I haven't. So the problem is right now, there's still corn. And the deer will not come around when the corn is up.
Corn's, yeah. Well, they're at a buffet. They're not going to come over and eat like popcorn at your place.
No, but I would have to get permission. I don't know who owns the land. Easy to find out. Just north of me on Winchester Road, there's a bean field right now. Huge buck. Right by the road. Just kind of standing there looking around.
Yeah.
As we drove by yesterday. And then up popped a nice-sized doe who was laying right beside him. And they just kind of walked off.
A doe is a deer, a female deer.
Yeah, it is. And they taste good.
That's all I want. I've got a cousin who's always like, he'd be in his down southern Ohio, distant cousin, but he'd put on Facebook pictures or videos from his stand of all these doe. Like, they'd walk right under him. 3, 4 doe go by, he'd let them go.
Because
we
they
were
wants the
"Why?"
buck.
He goes, it's all about the rack. I said, screw the rack.
I want the meat.
I don't eat the rack. Like, a rack would be cool.
Yeah, we have a rack right there.
Yeah. Well,
In our studio.
You know, if I get like a 12-point or an 18-point buck, cool.
I'd have that shit mounted.
I would too.
It'd be
In a
right
heartbeat.
above your head.
Yeah, in a heartbeat I would. That'd be cool, but I primarily want the meat.
Yeah.
So I'll take a good-sized doe.
I will too. And that's what I told my buddy. He's like, seen a lot of does. I'm like, doe's got meat.
Yeah. Eat it.
I'll eat it.
So
So
everybody wants to post pictures. Like my buddy Rick lives in Pennsylvania. Has lived in Ohio in the past, but his brother still lives here and stuff, so he comes here and hunts.
yeah.
And he tries to get as many as he can, 1 or 2, however many he's allowed to in Ohio. And then he goes back to Pennsylvania and hunts there too.
I think he's 2.
I think
it's just 2 across the board, even if you're out of state. But out of state has to pay an exuberant amount of money for a license.
Yeah, but he gets one every year in Ohio. He got like a 12 or 14 point or something.
Well,
so he got a good sized deer, so
Yeah.
it's worth it to him. And then in Pennsylvania, he can hunt with whatever he wants, any kind of rifle, any kind of, you know.
Yeah, there's a little more lax on there. Like ours have to be straight wall. We couldn't not that I would shoot with an AR because a 223 or a 5.56 really wouldn't do a ton of damage.
You hit it in the lungs, it'll work. All it's got to do is poke a hole.
I know, but
I've seen a doe or a buck drop. Let me phrase this.
from a 22 shot 1 mile away to the eyeball.
Not a mile away and not a 22, but a 22 250 dropped a buck where it stood. So it's all about the shot placement.
Yeah, I mean, if you hit it right.
All about the shot placement. But no, if I was going to use a rifle right now, Dad's got a 270 bolt action. Mm-hmm. I'd use that. That would drop.
Oh yeah, that'll take care of it.
It'd be fine. I want to use. I mean, you could use an AR.
You could. I mean, you could. I don't.
But it wouldn't be preferable. I don't think.
No. No, I don't really.
But anyway,
just pop off 30 rounds right into it.
Just unload. Just
on that.
Bump fire it.
Bump. Just all right. It's dead.
Tenderize the meat while you're at it. You know.
Yeah. Put a little gunpowder in there for seasoning.
Yeah, it's fine.
It'll be perfect.
It's fine.
No big deal. Grind it up. Grind that portion up. Make some burgers out of it.
Yeah. Ooh. Venison chili.
Deer meatloaf.
I'm getting hungry now. I haven't eaten yet.
I haven't either.
Oh, I lied. I had an egg sandwich on the way out.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet. I've only had 2 cups of coffee.
Jello.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting out and trying to do some hunting. And I'm not in it for the sport of hunting. I'm in it for the meat of hunting.
Yeah, that's all I want.
So if I have the opportunity to take down a big buck, great. If I just take 2 doe, great.
I like big bucks.
I cannot lie.
You other hunters cannot deny. But if a doe walks in with an itty bitty waist,
I ain't shooting it.
and that round thing in your face,
Oh shit! I think we've run out of momentum at this point.
yep, time to pump the brakes.
Yeah.
This plane's landing,
All right. So
and I'm a jiggling.
check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Insta, Google, Tweetstagram.
Like, share, and subscribe. I mean, no one's really doing that anymore. Our numbers are actually down from normal. I think last week's show.
I don't even look.
I think last week's show really put some people off.
What was last week's show?
That's the one where we talked about names for genitalia. We just kicked off the show with that.
Oh, yeah, you ruined that show. That was all you.
Straight downhill.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Martelle. He's Randy. We're out.
Peace.